Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Legends Roadwork. I am here with Purple Wokey, of course,
I'm here in
and also
purple.
birds that are outside his window are going to be on this episode as well.
Yeah, yeah. The bird. Either you get some birds, or I die of heat stroke. I figured that
That's
you'd
funny.
want me
I
around.
used the Dragon Ball Legends cover picture as the background for this show, and it says copyright Bird Studio. So the devs of Legends are here outside Wokey's window to discuss the game with us.
Okay, so that's why they're so loud
That's
and
why
so
they're so
incessant all the
loud. Yeah,
time.
they're not. They already know where this episode's going, and they're not happy about it.
No, I bet. I bet not.
Okay, so
Because we
we
gotta.
didn't talk about Gotenks or Boo last time. Our last episode was Girl Power episode, which
Well, to be
based on
fair, when
feedback for
Girl
the
Power was
Avengers.
released, they were not out yet,
That's
and
true.
then we got busy, so Legends gotta got to the side.
Yeah, God, and there's 4 fucking new units from then. Jesus fucking Christ, this game. All right,
And
anyway.
that's not counting the true greatest unit, EX Videl.
Yes, we're not gonna talk about her because I don't want to do
No,
5 units on the scale today, but
that's
we'll
very
do her
fair.
next time. So let's go to the boring ones first. Green Legendary Super Saiyan Broly. Old Broly, they went with for reasons.
For some reason.
I guess because blue old Broly sucks, but purple new Broly is really good. That's the only assumption that I have.
They didn't even go for like they went also full berserk mode. They didn't even do his like Super Saiyan form.
Yeah, no, it's
So
just buff Broly again. I think
the,
this is supposed
the
to be
I'm
the
your
one
devil Broly.
from the second movie. Is that?
Yeah, it
That's what I
is
was
because he
told.
has the weird. He has the weird dome.
Does he have the chest scar?
Uh, yeah, I can't actually see it on the card. Let me see if I can as I go lower. You keep talking, and I'll confirm on the chest scar.
Okay. Oh, I see. He has the lava dome in his artwork. Yeah, that'll
Yeah.
do it. The little lava shield thing that he does. So anyway, second coming. God, he doesn't have the scar though. He does not have the scar. Confirmed. No scar.
Man,
I do not like the
that's
lack of
a
attention to
shame.
detail in this. This is upsetting.
The
Um,
that kind of explains a lot about this Broly, though. Lack
yeah,
of
yeah.
attention.
So, I guess we'll talk about his kit. His main ability is he
Mhm.
draws a special move arts card minus 15 to his own special move arts card cost for 25 seconds, 40% to his strike damage inflicted for 25 timer counts, and the requirement to activate it is that 20 seconds have to go by. That's pretty good. Draws a super.
Not bad.
Yeah, draws a super. Discounts the super, and he gets a nice little strike buff off of it. He could definitely do worse.
Hmm.
Every time he tags in for up to 2 times, so it only activates twice, but it's the first 2 times he tags in, he draws a super card. It's pretty good.
No, it's a special arts card.
Oh, is it the
It's the
green card?
barrier.
Okay, because I can never tell what the difference between
Yeah,
special
so
arts and special is because they're both labeled that. So is special
it's
arts.
special move arts is the ultimate, and then special arts card
Okay,
is
so
the
special move arts is the attack. Okay, so he draws the green
yeah,
card when he tags in.
yeah. He gets a green card.
And then he reduces damage received by 50% until the combo ends when he cover changes, like when he tags in. Knocks back enemy to long range if performed against a strike arts attack. So it's the same thing as God Vegeta. And inflicts all enemies with the attribute downgrade minus 80% to key recovery for 10 timer counts when he does that. So pretty good. Pretty good.
Hmm.
His super attack increases damage inflicted by 15% for 15 seconds when it's used. That's all it does. And then the barrier is nullifies enemy attacks, excluding certain moves such as Rising Rush. Shockwave released when barrier ends knocks enemy back to long range on hit. Applies following attribute upgrades to self when uses the card. Reduces damage sustained by 20%. Cannot be canceled and cannot be stacked. Plus 50% to the next special move arts damage. Cannot be canceled, cannot be stacked. So that's pretty good. Pretty good.
Yeah, it's not
So
bad.
it's similar to like Android 17 or who is the other fucker with the barrier?
Ah, fuck me. I'm trying to remember who
It's
else has the
Bojack,
barrier
right?
in this
Isn't it
one.
Bojack?
Bojack does, but it's not as good as Bojack's.
No, well, because Bojack's barrier you can combo after it. I think 17's you can't too. Um,
Mm-hmm.
so Broly's barrier apparently works like God Vegeta's tag block thing, where he knocks you away, but he can't get
Oh.
anything off of it except like. Actually, that's not true because sometimes God Vegeta can get stuff off of it. So I don't know. I think he can get a super off of it only. I don't know
Either
if
way,
Broly can,
the
but
barrier is one of those moves that's good on paper, and then when in execution, we people found, at least Gorish and D3 found out that it did not work as well as they
could
had
have
hoped.
been better. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
And his Z ability is 23% double defenses to movie characters, which is pretty good. I think
and
movies
it's
are
just
like probably the most underused per how good they are team right now. Because movie team is
I
like stupid good, but nobody plays it.
I feel like it's because a lot of the yeah, I'm trying to think about like maybe it's because the ones who huh yeah, I don't know why, but
It's
I think it's
weird, right?
because yeah, now that I look at like the who has the Z ability, I'm like this is not a bad team. But for some reason, when I look at them, I go, I would rather use these units on other teams.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it kind of suffers from like its heaviest hitters, or not like, or well, yeah, I guess its heaviest hitters except for Broly, um, don't buff with the Z ability. So like Gogeta doesn't give them anything. God Vegeta doesn't
Mm-hmm.
give them anything. Final Form Cooler doesn't give them
Lord,
anything. It's a lot of stuff like
Lord
that.
Slug gives them nothing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh.
But even then, like, it's not that big of a deal. You know what I mean? It
It's
could.
not.
They're just so good individually that it feels weird that nobody gives them time of day like as a team. And I'm sure that there are people out there that play the team. I'm not saying nobody plays it, but like every
No.
time I see any of these units, they're on different teams. Like always.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. And the funny thing is that I also think that I'll say until this Broly came out, like I think this Broly might be kind of what this team needed because up until this point, movie team had absolutely nothing to stop blue units. It had and blue is probably one of the most motherfucker teams to deal with right now. If you
Yeah.
mainly because there's enough. Some of the top teams has some of the most annoying blue characters as their like finisher because you got like Gogeta, you got Lord Slug, you got Ribrian, and then all they have to deal with them is a cooler.
Yeah, just that fucking cooler. That's all they have.
That's all
Um,
they have, and it's not enough.
and
And
the thing
I
is,
would
that
say
cooler
even with
doesn't
this
suck.
Broly, it's
He 100% does not suck, but
no,
he could be a lot better.
yeah, Evil Boo also. That's another one that's on the blue side.
Mm-hmm.
So there's just like too many like blue units out there that are just real pains in the asses, and then you have all you got is cooler, and cooler is not enough. He's just not enough. I've played against enough coolers to let tell you right now, cooler isn't enough.
Yeah, Cooler is not a particularly buff boy. He does okay. Like I mean he doesn't suck. He's got some he's like a he's like a not a support character. What is the opposite of it's like a debuffer. That's like the best way I can put him.
Oh
Cuz
yeah,
he fucks with the enemy's hand
he's
and like he does all that kind of stuff, but he doesn't really get that much done on his own.
he's like a red mage.
Yeah, yeah, that's a good way to put it. Cuz he's not like great at fucking with the enemy. He's okay at it.
Hmm.
Uh, yeah, red mage is
But
a good way to
yeah,
put it.
not.
Versatile,
I
but
want to say
doesn't
this.
really do much.
Yeah. So this Broly is definitely a good like either replacement for him or you could put him in there too.
Yeah, you'd probably put him in there too, because to my memory, Cooler's Z ability is pretty great. I think.
Yeah.
I think it got
And both
buffed when he got buffed.
yeah, and both of them are movie sagas from the movies
Hmm.
buffers, so it's good to have them in there.
Yeah.
And Broly's also one of those dudes who are defense types, but also they have a good amount of strike attack and blast attack.
Is he he is a defense type, isn't he? Wow, what the fuck?
He is a defense type. It's just like Ribrian, where Ribrian is also a defense type that also has strong attack.
Yeah, I have no idea why Ribrianne is a defense type. I legitimately have no idea other than her defensive like it's a poor Beerus, man. All these defensive characters can still kick ass, and then they make him a support type, and he can't do shit. I don't want to get back on
Yeah.
the topic of
Uh,
Beerus because I'm gonna get mad again, but fuck.
My Ribrianne has so much defense that she can tank the Rising Rush with its 3 characters. So I make them bait out the Rising Rush to Ribrianne, and then it doesn't kill her, and I switch to Mai and immediately heal her back to where she was.
What a douche move.
It's a dick move. But let's go back to Broly because this is his Broly, and I just want to talk about Ribrianne.
I would much rather talk about
Um,
Ribrianne than Broly. That's really all I've got
I
to talk about. He's just Broly. Is what it is.
Yeah, you know what, I didn't want to say anything at the time, mainly because everyone was shitting on Zahal, and if you are on the side of Zahal, you really shouldn't talk
Yeah,
because
yeah. Being on Zahal's side on Twitter is like that's a dangerous game.
no. And Rhyme was also technically on his side, but more on the fact that he thought that he was bad, but he also it was weird. The point is, no one very rarely takes Zahal's side, but I'm just kind of with the same thing of like I look at the Broly and I kind of go, huh? I don't think I really think that like he doesn't have the thing that Ultimate Gohan has, where I feel like Ultimate Gohan can kind of pull his own against purple types because he's just so good that it's fine to run him against purple types. And purple is still pretty. It's not as strong as it once was, but it's still a really hard team to deal with like Broly and Khalifa in there. And also EX Videl, which is out now. I'm sure a bunch of people are using her. But the point is that for what he gives, I don't think he gives enough to justify him putting on the team like an Ultimate Gohan or a Mai does.
Yeah, I can see that.
And that's my main thing. Is like I feel if he was any other type, I'd maybe feel a little bit better about him. But just something about him just doesn't. He doesn't feel like it's enough. And especially after learning that he's not as good as everyone kind of thought he was, proving by accident that Zahal was right. It's just kind of a
Zahal was accidentally correct. Yeah.
yeah, and I think he's still There's just something about him. I just never saw it with him, and maybe it's because I haven't seen him in action. But I also have a feeling that because of the team I run, which is Female Warriors, it will never actually matter
Yeah.
because I don't. Yeah, I just don't see him being much of a threat to anything.
I mean, he's a tank, which is good-ish. I mean, the game kind of shits out tanks like crazy. I
He's
don't
a
know.
tank, but I also feel like he's not as good a tank as like a lot of other tank characters that have been released.
Yeah, I can
Like
see that.
even like the Kale, which is a similar kind of tank thing. I would much rather have her as a tank because when she comes in, it's not that she gets less damage; it's that she destroys the hand. Is that
Right.
she comes in, blows it up, and then that's her defensive option right there. But Broly's defensive option is that he takes 50% less damage until the combo ends, or he does the Vegeta thing, or he spams his barrier. But once he's out of all that, then he's kind of just like he's got nothing. He's got nothing to dial back on.
Right. Yeah, I don't really think that I can't even really think about how I feel about this character. He just is.
He
Like
just kind of exists. I need to
he's
see
one of the
more of
more
him.
meh releases that Legends has had in a very long time.
I agree. I think you know what, this UST banner is maybe the big. If you, I am sorry to see the fallen that is the UST banner. The UST banner has fallen so hard that
Yeah, it's hard to give a shit about the UST banners nowadays. Like really
yeah.
hard.
So here's the thing. In order to care about the UST banner now, these units have to hit it out of the park. And Broly is good, but he's also not like anything that makes me want to deal with that fucking banner.
Compare him to the GT Goku and Vegeta, and they're so much better than he is.
Yeah, no, GT Goku was, I would say, worth it for the pain to potentially get him, and I just don't see it with this Broly.
Yeah,
I don't
agreed.
see it,
Agreed.
and so I think on the big boy scale, I'm gonna give him a 2 out of 5, especially with his art not even following that closely to missing the scar and
Shit's not even
everything.
canon. What are we here for?
What are we here for? So 2 out of 5 for me, 2 out of 5 big boy. All that buff and nothing.
Yeah, I'm
I
gonna
will
go
say,
2 out of 5 too. I'm very unimpressed. I just can't care.
bros,
Like whatever. He just
no,
is. He sucks.
yeah,
Sucks
no,
to
thank you.
suck, Broly. Sorry.
Sucks to suck. just like your second movie, except for Krillin. Krillin was great.
I like the second movie more than the first one.
Second movie has Krillin, therefore it's better
The
than the
second
first one.
movie has Kid Trunks pissing on Broly's forehead. It's
It
pretty
does.
great.
There's a lot of good stuff. Maybe actually the second Broly movie is the good Broly
Yeah, that's
movie.
the only. Well, none of them are good, but that's the better Broly movie. If you have to die on a hill defending a Broly movie, Second Coming is the one to do it to.
It's it, it's got Videl in that weird costume.
Yeah, in the
It
crazy dress
has
that she's in for no reason. She
yeah,
fights
Goten
Broly,
makes
which
a
is
wish.
fucking great.
It has the family Kamehameha, which for some reason is like super. It's on the tier of like Majin Vegeta and Super Saiyan 2 Goku, where I'm like, I don't understand why there's so much reverence behind this, but okay.
It's just because people like the picture. That's like literally the only reason people like the fucking picture.
It is pretty cool, even though I feel like it was better when it was Trunks, Goten, and Krillin in the third
In the
movie.
third movie, yeah, that they do it for some reason. Even though Trunks,
It's
like, well, I don't know why he can do the Kamehameha or why he cares to do it, but he's fucking
it's
doing it.
the only time he ever does it. Movie Trunks has the ability to just pull shit out of his ass because all of a sudden, like, I got a sword now, and then now I know the Kamehameha.
Well, that's an ability that he takes from Dragon Ball Super, Future Trunks, who also just pulls all the fucking moves that anyone's ever used out of his ass.
Pretty good. That's a good ability to have.
Yeah. All right, we're gonna move on to the next character because I
Yeah.
I can't talk about Broly anymore.
No.
Metal Cooler. So Goresh was pretty
Cool.
thrilled that Metal Cooler came out.
Is he though?
I don't know. I mean, he's okay. So his main ability is he restores ally health by 20%, cancels all their downgrades and abnormal conditions. I'm pretty sure that's the exact same thing that Zamasu has.
Mm-hmm.
I think like literally 100% it's identical. I'm not 100% sure on that, but I'm pretty sure that it is.
For his main ability, I think
Yeah.
Zamasu only heals himself, right?
No, Zamasu heals the party.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
God,
You
I
never fought
fucking
the
hate
team back
Zamasu.
in the day where so Zamasu heals by more. Zamasu heals everybody
Yeah,
by
okay.
25%. He heals himself and all the allies by 25%. Cooler only does 20%, so it's not quite as good.
God damn it, I fucking hate regen so much.
Yeah, Cooler's also on that team, so if you really want to be just a giant fucking asshole, you can run him and Zamasu together for double, and then you can just put Mai on the team and have all the
Hey,
fucking healing.
you know what? If someone fucking tries to do that, I have a Ribriand that I would like them to meet. I would say, try me, motherfucker, because you ain't gonna
Man.
go very far.
So his unique abilities are whenever he enters the battlefield, he heals 5% of his life, and he gets 30% to his damage inflicted and 30% to his key recovery. And he randomly destroys an enemy hand card. Okay. Uh, his his second main ability is that while he is on the battlefield, inflicts enemy with attribute downgrade +3 to strike arts cards for 15 timer counts every time they use a strike card, and gives them the downgrade +3 to their blast arts cost every time they use a blast card. So I assume that stacks. So if you try to combo him, you just fucking have to spend more key forever.
Yeah, unless you're someone like Mai or the Tech Gotenks who just has naturally lower key
Yeah.
and certain things down. But yeah, it's either way, it's a pain in the ass.
Yeah. His super attack reduces the enemy key by 70 on hit. Jesus Christ almighty. And then his green card is inflicts the enemy with the attribute downgrade +20% to their damage received for 20 timer counts and destroys all enemy hand cards. Okay.
He's just a real fan of being a destroy
A
everything, huh?
real asshole, yeah. And he is, of course, on Lineage of Evil, which I still don't think is coming back yet, like, in terms of being good. And he's on Sagas
No,
from the movies, and he's on fucking Regens, and he's on Merging, so he's in, like, everything.
but his Z ability does not have a regen buff,
No,
which is
it
probably
buffs Lineage of Evil and Sagas from the movies. And it's just blast defense, so, like, who even really cares that much?
who cares?
Nobody gives a shit about blast defense.
Not me, that's for sure. So I don't understand. Something about Metal Cooler. I think there's something just like the same thing about Broly, where I see what Metal Cooler does, and I go like, man, I would hate to fight against him, but also I have just the feeling of I'm never gonna fight against him.
Well, yeah, they're not. You're not gonna run him on regen because Zamasu exists and is the same color and is better.
And yeah, and he doesn't buff the entire team, which is a big thing. And you don't want to run double reds because, again, as we said, then you just are asking to get your ass whipped by a lot of
Ribrion,
Gogeta's,
Gogeta,
Ribrians.
Slug.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
you're not
thank
going
you on
double
that
red.
one.
Definitely not
You're
going
not
double
going
red.
double red. And then
And I
there's
mean, I don't
like,
think you need to buff the entire team to fit on a team. I think a lot of teams that I run don't buff the whole team, but
no, you don't.
but he's
But I'll
just
just
too
say for
redundant with Zamasu. Like that, there's no
yeah.
reason.
And then regen just so happens to have an entire team that buffs itself. So the idea of is if you're gonna put him in there, that means you're gonna put him into the fight. Because if you don't put into the fight a character that's not buffing the team, then why is he on the team?
Yeah,
Do
exactly,
you see what I'm saying?
exactly.
And he would be a real like dude to like. He'd be a pain in the ass to fight, but I just don't ever see a situation where I'm going to be actually fighting him. Even on Lineage of Evil, I just don't see him coming into the fight unless like they have a
Well, at least he buffs
um.
Lineage of Evil.
He does.
Well, I could see him getting used on Lineage of Evil though, because I mean,
Yeah,
who the fuck?
I
Well, who
think
the
of
fuck else are you gonna
Lineage of
bring?
Evil.
Frieza,
Yeah,
Final Form Cooler, and then you're choosing
chilled.
between Chilled and him. Yeah, I mean,
Isn't doesn't chill like give you something for being on the team?
um, he does. He has a main ability buff that buffs all the Lineage of Evil dudes.
Yeah, he applies the following effects. Give the tag Lineage of Evil 70% to their Vanishing Gauge recovery for 15 seconds, 35% damage for 30 seconds, -5 strike art and blast cards for 30 seconds, and then that's when 15 timer seconds recounts. So
Yeah.
it's more that Chilled's not good for the team overall, but you want his ability
Yeah, I feel
because
like I
then
would bring Chilled if I was fighting a lot of Super Saiyans, and then I would bring Cooler otherwise.
yeah, and then yeah. I don't know. I think he is like on paper. I think he does a lot of like mean things. Like destroying cards is a pain in the ass.
Yeah, it's a real dick move.
It is, and there's some cards with like high draw speed, but it's just never going to be enough to. Especially if you're like Cooler, who's literally destroying hands every single turn. It's just not enough. But I don't know. Just something about him. Like I feel like it's not his time yet.
I like him more than Broly. I think he's better than Broly, but I don't think he's like crazy either.
No, I think he's just kind of annoying.
Yeah, he's just like okay.
Yeah.
Which again, better than I can
Yeah,
say for
and then
Broly.
his pose is
But
him doing like what looks like the taunting Goku pose. You know what I mean? The one where he's fighting Vegeta.
oh, like the Goku pose.
Yeah, it actually kind of looks like he's doing that, but taunting, like a different side view from it.
Oh, like he's fucking with Goku by doing it. It does kind of look like that.
It does. So I don't know. He's got some style. He's got panache, but as of right now, I feel like he's around a 3 out of 5 big boy. I just don't.
Yeah, I would probably say the same. It's like the first
And
new
he's another
banner in
defense
Legends
type.
Roadwork history where it hasn't been like, oh my god, these units are so broken. Um,
Yeah, like yeah, I just don't. Like, don't put it like this is not me saying like I think he would be pretty annoying to fight, but also as a Ribrian main, I don't see much of a threat besides the very few seconds where he's gonna be alive.
yeah, as a Ribrion main, you fear no evil from Red, is what you're saying.
No, I don't fear anything, and then also you could just Rising Rush him and then be
Yeah,
done with his bullshit.
yeah. I mean, he is what he is. He looks kind of
Yeah,
cool. I'm not gonna go too much further into him than that. I think that's
yeah,
sufficient for what he is. Just
yeah.
pretty cool.
Hopefully, maybe in the future with more Lineage of Evil, when Golden Frieza shows up and all that other good stuff, maybe there'll be more use for
Only
him.
a
But for
matter of
right now,
time, you know. Golden Frieza's got to be on the way.
yeah, in like a week.
Yeah, probably. He'll be 4 banners away from now, and he'll drop in about 6 days.
Exactly. And he'll be on the banner called Road to Year One.
Uh huh. Road to year one, and then each day it's going to be a different new unit that hasn't been in the game yet.
Oh fuck that! That would be. What's the next unit? What? Don't put this evil on me.
It's gonna be Golden Frieza, then it's gonna be a good Beerus, and then it's gonna be Super Saiyan Blue Gogeta, each up for 24 hours each
Damn,
only.
I would have so much like respect for Legends if they actually named a Beerus the good Beerus,
Beerus parentheses good.
the good one. Like not even like saying like he's a hero now. No, this is the good Beerus that you've been waiting. The one that's not on the
This is
ticket
the
banner.
Beerus that is usable.
Also, he's EX. Fuck you. So good luck.
That's a real power move by Legends right there.
Yeah. And then I want them to add rhyme style in the tweet when they bring him out as an EX character.
You want them to write in the tweet, by the way, he's an EX, fuck you, at Rhyme Style.
Yeah. Eat shit, fucker.
Fuck all of you.
Fuck y'all. Legends out. See you at the anniversary.
Alright, so now let's go to the good units that we haven't talked about yet. Let's do Super Boo.
It's the Super Boo.
It is the Super Boo. Yet another fucking regen character, because of course he is. Why wouldn't they have more fucking regen characters in the game?
Yeah, more regen, please.
Please, but
That's what the
I
people
don't have
ask.
enough. I don't have enough not regen. I need more.
Oh, I fucking hate regen so much.
I need more regen in my life, please. I never want to not be fighting a regen team. They're like the six samurai of this game. It's like every
They
fucking
are,
match.
and I'm finally getting to the point where I'm getting higher up, so I'm running into more regen players.
Yeah, and it's just the never-ending like fucking funnel of regen players.
Yeah,
Oh, it's
all of them
misery.
bringing the exact same team.
Mm-hmm. Alright, so
That's
his
fine,
main
'cause
ability, he draws an Ultimate Arts card and inflicts the enemy with the attribute downgrade minus 80% to their key recovery for 15 seconds. Pretty good. Pretty good. His
pretty
unique
good.
abilities, while he is on the battlefield, the following effects occur when the enemy switches characters. Restores his own Vanish gauge by 40%. He gets a 30% damage buff and a 30% key recovery buff. So it's like Caulifla, but even more good.
Yep.
His other main ability is if 25 seconds has elapsed since the battle starts, the following effects will then occur when the character enters the battlefield one time. Inflicts all enemies with the attribute downgrade 30% to damage received for 45 seconds. Inflict all enemies with the attribute downgrade plus 5 to strike and blast arts card cost for 45 timer counts. And inflicts all enemies with attribute downgrade minus 50% to health recovery for 45 timer counts. Really awfully pretty good there.
And then the name of it is called "I Can't Let a Power Greater Than Mine Exist."
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. His special is the human extinction attack, but they call it assault rain, which is pretty lame.
That is lame.
Inflicts enemy with attribute downgrade minus 30% to their key recovery for 15 timer counts. And then his ultimate attack is the Boo Ball, and that reduces enemy key by 70 when it hits.
Another just what Cooler does, but on a unit that is actually much more of a pain in the ass.
Yes. He's really fucking good. He's really fucking good. He's really good.
He is really good.
So
and
these two, this banner in general, like, came very close to making me quit the game because of how
it's pretty close.
Stupidly good these two are. And they're on one of those ridiculous Legends Rising banners where you just will shit crystals out and nothing good will come of it ever. Legends Rising is easily the worst banners. I hate them.
Even more than UST.
Much more than UST, because UST, one, you get your 2 tickets that are just going to be bullshit anyway, but also you don't really have to give a shit about the characters. But Boo and Gotenks are like so broken in such a big way, it's really upsetting.
Alright, that's fair. I think that this guy, Regen was a mistake. And the fact that they decided that they should release another guy that's that should be on there at a time when like they're already releasing a shit ton of banners, it just doesn't make any sense to me at all.
So I think mistake is like the theme of this banner. Because what do people bitch about when they talk about Legends the most? Not other than the rates. They bitch
Regen?
about regen, and they bitch about feint. And we will talk about Fate when we get to Gotenks. But did you
Yeah.
really have to put a character that's this good on fucking Regen? Like, it was already it was the best team in the game forever, and then girls were better than it for like 4 days, and the Legends devs
Yeah,
were like,
for
"Fuck
the
that, boo
4 beautiful
time."
days when Ribrianne brought balance back to Legends for
When
a day,
Ribrianne brought balance to the Force, and then now it's all fucking ruined already.
and then Super Boo came in and said, "Not my Star Wars," and then here we are back at Regen. What I'm saying is that Super Boo is the Star Wars Episode 9 of Legends.
Oh, I'm so upset, man. I fucking hate this character so much. I
He's
haven't even
so
like fought him
unbelievably
and
dumb.
gotten like fucked up by him or anything like that yet. So like,
Uh huh.
but it's just like the fucking audacity of this unit existing is so fucking frustrating.
And the worst part is that I feel like his unique ability is them hearing, like, we hear that Regen takes a long time to fight. What if they just beat you quicker?
One, what if one is what if they beat you quicker, and then two, it's well, we got to make sure that teams don't have to fight regen until the time runs out, but we're only going to give that to fucking regen.
So you either have to kill him within 25 seconds, or just accept, or do what I do and have a B pan that has her green card that literally removes all downgrades on her green card.
Yeah, that is nice. That's a good ability to have in this
It is a good
new
ability to have.
disgusting regen world.
That'll teach Super Boo for fucking running out the clock like a damn coward.
What an asshole.
Unbelievable. And then his art is just kind of him doing the destruction thing.
Yeah, it's just the
Him,
human extinction attack, which is whatever.
yeah. That's the thing you do with Super Boo, apparently. It's either him eating another dude or it's him doing the human extinction attack.
Yeah, that's all he's got. That's all he's got.
I also think there was a missed opportunity that they didn't make his win pose the one where he's like drinking a milkshake and reading a manga.
Oh, they should have. That would have been so much better.
It would have helped lessen the blow of this guy being so unbelievably fuck you.
Yeah, he's a real dick. Fuck, God, man.
So yeah.
I'm upset. Like, all right, we're gonna move on to the next character.
Yeah.
So I can get. Oh, I guess we should actually score him before we move on.
I think he kinda. I have a feeling where like this is a guy who should be a 5 out of 5, but also I hate him, so 4 out of 5.
Okay. You know what? I'm gonna agree with that. He definitely should be a 5 out of 5, but also fuck this guy. So
Also, fuck this guy unbelievably. For one thing, taking away the female warriors staying on top and then also doing what Khalifa does, but better.
Yeah, he took away female dominance, and then he fucking just stole Khalifa's style, but it's even better.
But then does way more than she does.
Yeah, it's fucked up. It's real fucked up.
It's fucked up. Now let's go to the ultimate fuck up.
God almighty.
Of our last unit.
Yeah. Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks. One, I really want him because he's Gotenks. But two, he makes me want to kill myself. Like, just 100%. Like, TVMA mature rating on this episode. He makes me want to die.
Yeah. I had to fight him a whole bunch because of the D-Free stuff, and did not like the idea of, like, maybe it's time to switch in someone and die to this ult, because it's either that or get fainted and die.
Yeah, so the ult is literally... let's talk about it. So his main ability is he draws an ultimate card. That's all it does. No other additional effects. It just draws an ultimate card. So I'm sure people are like, well, lots of characters draw ults and do other things. You just fucking hold on to your hat here. His unique abilities, first of all, it's called Crazy Strong, which, wow, ain't that a fucking understatement?
Yeah.
Plus 30% to his damage inflicted from the start of the battle for 45 seconds. 1 to 3 of the following effects will occur every single time he enters the battlefield. He will either discount his own strike cards by 10 ki, he will gain 30% to his own ki recovery, or he will gain 30% to his own vanished recovery. And then he is a fucking cover tank, and he cuts damage by 40%, and every time he cover tanks for somebody, he adds 50% to their strike damage inflicted. So, great. It's just fucking great. Absolutely great.
Great, fantastic.
Great. His normal super is the Die Missile Barrage, which reduces the enemy ki by 50 when it hits. His green card is the fucking scream that he does to. Oh, right. We didn't even talk about this with Super Boo. He also has a paralyzing scream. Both of them has a
He
scream
does,
that fucking makes you unable to move or play when it hits you. And when it hits
and
you,
they
it
open their
reduces your
mouth.
ki recovery by 70%.
They open their mouth big.
Yeah, real big. It's gross.
It is.
And then his
It's
ultimate attack.
grosser with
Let's talk about this
yeah.
fucking ultimate attack.
Let's get into it. This
So,
ultimate attack.
yeah. The following effects will occur based on the number of battle members. One member, 10% chance to inflict faint. So if Gotenks is the last guy alive, you have a 10% chance to faint. Two members, 30% chance to faint. That's already really high. Like
Mm-hmm.
that's very high compared to most
That's what.
characters.
Yeah. That's what Great Saiyaman does for getting his ult card on his ability.
Right. If every character on your team is alive, he has a 75% chance to faint.
Oh, fuck that.
Yeah, so
So,
I have never seen it miss. I think I fought him probably 25 to 30 times. I've never seen it miss.
uh-huh.
Uh,
That's the same for me. I've never seen him miss.
and it's a kill because when you get fainted, you just die because he fully charges his bar and then he kills you.
Yeah, the only counter I've seen to this is my counter, which is well, there's another counter. The counter is having Super Saiyan God or Beerus, but
Right,
the other counter I've run into is just letting a character die so that they don't get the ability to charge up their ki fully back.
which is ridiculous. It's so good.
Yeah, that's not good.
No, it's not good.
Even with even with my team, where it's okay for someone to die because that just makes Ribrianne stronger. Being at a deficit is bad, regardless.
Yeah, they really need to hurry up and buff God Key so that God Goku can be
Yeah,
good.
that's the fucked up thing is that all these like effects. I'm like, well, if I had a god, then it wouldn't be so bad. But then no one actually. But all the god team is just three people.
Mhm. Mhm. Correct.
It's not enough.
It sucks so much. So just like fuck me, man. I hate him. I hate him so much. So I don't think there's anything else to say. Oh, also his fucking Z ability is health. It's like the best one.
Oh yeah, that's pretty bad too. And it's Fusion Warrior and Hybrid Saiyans at 5.
Mm-hmm. Which Hybrid Saiyans, all right, whatever. Fusion Warrior is really fucking good. It's
It's an
got
up and coming team,
yeah.
and it's only getting better. There's only 5 units on Fusion, and every single one of them it buffs the team.
Mm-hmm. Correct. There is no fucking man. I
Yeah,
really hate this card. I really hate this card. Like this whole banner, the Boo and the Gotenks banner, feels like they saw the complaints of people being like, "Hey, these things fucking suck about your game. Please fix them. We hate them." And they were like, "All right, we hear you loud and clear. We're gonna fix them by putting more of it in the game so that more people have a chance to get it."
it's a bold strategy of what if we make the thing that's bad worse.
What if we take the things that everyone hates and we make them the only things?
Yeah, because whatever, you could be fair to Regen and say that there's some people who like Regen as a team. I don't like the idea of using Regen or fighting Regen, but you can at least say like, well, eventually they'll release. At this point, there's now people going like, oh man, when they release that Super Vegito, it's just gonna bring balance back to Regen. And I'm like, I feel like that's too late now. You're
Well,
putting your all
one,
your
even if it does, all it's gonna do is break Fusion Warriors because they're fucking ridiculous.
exactly. But this whole Faint thing is ridiculous because now there's no way for them to fix Faint without making Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks worse.
Yeah, so Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks, he's got good stats and stuff. Like he's a good fighter character, but
Yeah, definitely.
but his whole gimmick is that volleyball fucking faints you. So
Yeah.
if they finally deal with faint and they're like, all right, this is clearly too good and everyone hates it, we got to fix it. They would have to completely rework Gotenks from like the ground up.
That's like really all it's gonna take. And then also his main. Actually, it's not that bad because I was gonna say, well, the main problem he runs into is basically just Zamasu and Bpan. But really, like, there's he's just a pain in the ass to deal with, regardless of anything else.
Yeah, and I
Like
mean, the Super
even
Saiyan
if he
2
didn't have the
Gohan
ult,
like can tank the ult, but it doesn't matter because he gets fainted and he's got paper defenses when he's not tagging in. So then he just gets
yeah,
killed.
he gets killed. That's the main thing is that Feint, unless you're an extremely like new player or you're someone who believes in honor and just throws a key blast right afterwards. But I feel like there's no honor. If you're running this Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks, you're a fucking scummy ass player. There's like no there's no
Well,
like
like I
ways
can't
around
even
it.
fucking blame him because it's like, yes, that mechanic is horse shit, but it's in the fucking game. Like
It is in the
I
game. And
can't
also
blame
they've
I'm not gonna blame the player for playing with the bullshit abilities that they were given. I'm gonna blame the game for not addressing how bullshit those abilities are.
that's fair. And using him just means that I don't know. The person fighting Gotenks either has to kill. It's the same thing like Super Boo. Either kill him quick or get fucked by him. There's no easy way around
Well,
it.
at least I think Super Boo is better than Gotenks because at least with Gotenks, it's not kill him quick, it's kill anybody quick. If you can get a
Yeah,
kill before Gotenks fucking just jizzes all over the screen with fucking faint, you can at least kind of avoid it. Like 30% is still a lot, but it's not
it is.
guaranteed like the goddamn 75% is.
And he does the teams he does fit on uses a lot of characters who are pretty fragile. I think the one that's not is Ultimate Gohan, who Ultimate Gohan exists in a weird state of like kind of hard to kill or kind of easy to kill depending on the player.
Gogeta is pretty buff after he goes Super Saiyan.
Yeah, but I'll say even with that, Gogeta is he can like he can dish out a lot of damage, but if you get damage onto him, then he's easier to deal with than I would say that a lot of people kind of.
He's no Ribrion, is what you're saying.
What I'm saying is yes, exactly. Is that he doesn't have the cover change ability to have like 30% less damage taken. So if a person is bad with Gogeta, then they'll lose the Gogeta.
Right.
That's what I've come to realize is that people are expecting the Gogeta to kind of save them at the end of the day, but he doesn't have any actual defense. So you have to actually be smart, or you're just gonna get fucked up with Gogeta.
Right, because I mean, all of his tanking is just raw stat power.
Exactly. He's not like even like Perfect Cell who like can come in and save the day. Gogeta has to come in raw. And if you think that he can just cover change in, that's where you're gonna fuck up. That's how you're gonna lose Gogeta.
Yeah. Yeah, he's one of those
But yeah,
characters
getting
that
back to it,
like
but
you see him and you're like, wow, that's a lot tankier than I thought. But then also people think they see that and they go, oh great, I can just block shit with Gogeta, and it's like, no, he's just
no,
tanky for a unit like that. He's not a tank character.
no, he's not. And I think that's where a lot of people end up just they think I guess the thought process is that okay, I'm gonna bring in Gogeta, he's gonna take in some hits, but then that will increase his gauge, that will let me use my ultimate attack and become stronger. But the idea of that happening means that your Gogeta has to live.
Right, exactly.
So thankfully, with him being on Gotenks, there's a team of like, okay, these guys are all hard hitting, but Gotenks is the one that's actually the defense unit. So if you can deal with Gotenks, or you can deal with someone, which is basically like try and get your Rising Rush as quickly as possible.
Pretty much, yeah. Get that Rising Rush in there, and because at least on Fusion Warrior, like whoever you're killing, that you're doing yourself a fucking favor.
Exactly. Yeah.
Unless
Because
it's
the ones
green
who go to
Gotenks, because who gives a shit?
yeah. I'm the only one who says Green Gotenks is pretty fun to use, but also he's the easiest one to just kill.
Yeah.
Because his ability isn't going to be like the end game save or whatever.
I will say, for all the shit I talk on this game, the Legends Road units are
Yes.
fucking
Which
cool.
is a lot.
I really like just the concept of like the units they released for Legends Road. I think they're all cool. They're not all good, but I think
No.
they're all
But
cool.
they are cool.
Yeah. And to be fair, I think most of them are good. I think the only one I'd say is outright bad is Goku.
I'll agree with that. You can see that video of mine where I tried.
I think the rest of them are at worst useful.
Yes, I think that's fair, and I
Now that
think
I am
that's why.
I'm literally finishing my Great Saiyaman as we record this video, and I'm gonna only play him, even though
And fuck
he's not that
everyone
good.
else.
I'm only going to play him.
Yeah, even against Gotenks, bring them on.
Well,
I
see
got
that
justice on
that's
my
my
side.
fucking strat, right? Is I have the power of justice, and then I also have Super Saiyan God on the team as well because it's a Sun family team. So I literally have the power of justice, God, and anime on my side, and I'm gonna deal with Gotenks that way.
Okay, I think you've basically solved the
I've
entire
solved
game
the
in that
riddle.
one move.
I fixed the
Yeah,
game.
you fixed the game. And man, I think Gotenks is kind of like if we gave Super Boo a 4 out of 5 because we hate him. I think Gotenks fits around a 3 out of 5. I think he's a great unit, but also I hate him.
Gotenks pisses me off because I really, really like Gotenks as a character.
Yeah,
I think he might be my favorite fusion. Either him
and
or
then also
it's
his
close.
Ultra Boo Boo Volleyball literally has someone on the team helping him with the assist, which is great.
Yeah, and it always is a character on your team, which is fucking awesome. So it's
Yeah.
not like
So who?
a Piccolo flies in out of nowhere to do it. It's always a character on
No.
your team. So cool, but fuck everything that he
Fucking, you
stands
can
for.
if you have Broly on your team, you'll have Broly's weird ass actually throw someone up into the air.
Yeah, it's great. But just God, I
Yeah.
really hate everything that he is.
Yeah. Oh, it's a shame because I think he was really well built, and unfortunately, he had to have to be built around Fate.
Yep. I'm gonna say 4 out of 5.
Hmm. I think
That's what he gets from me.
one,
4 out of 5.
once you throw in the Boo Boo Volleyball, literally throwing in anyone, I'll go 4 out of 5 too.
Okay, so we'll go 4 out of 5
I
for
think
Gotenks. It's ugh.
yeah,
I feel dirty saying it, but I
I know.
I'm so conflicted about it
It's
because
because
I
they.
love Gotenks so much and I hate this card so much. Oh man.
This is also the first Gotenks ever released on a DB Gotcha game that did not have to have a buff given right afterwards.
Yeah, yeah. If anything, I wish they would have fucking changed him.
Yeah, as
Oh man.
everyone cried, please change Super Saiyan 3
Please,
Gotenks for.
please fix this Gotenks for the love of God.
And then no, they
They
said
did
nope.
not. Yeah, they're like,
Just
nah, fuck you.
fuck off.
Fuck
Enjoy the
off.
Boo
You're
Boo
on your own.
Volleyball.
Go fuck
Here's
yourself.
another banner. Every time,
Every
every
complaint,
time
here's
some,
another fucking banner.
yeah, every time someone complains about us about anything, here's another banner.
They just
Here's another
follow
one.
Rhyme Styles Twitter, and every time there's an argument in the comments about Legends being bad, they're like, "All right, cue up the next banner."
Cue up the next banner. Which one of these? What is a character one of these guys likes? There we go. Throw them out there.
Let's throw them out there. Let's make them busted, and the sale is only for 24 hours. So
24 hour sale is maybe the biggest mistake. One of the biggest mistakes Legends has ever made.
oh, it's such a dick move. It's so like, oh my god. Thankfully, it's always like a $7 sale, so it's not like, oh shit, I don't get paid. It's like $7. But still, like,
Yeah.
fuck you. It's just such a dick move.
Who puts a limit on like a sale? That fucking sucks.
Yeah, it
And
because the
I
sales
want to
like
say
you're
it's
supposed
20.
to feel good about it. You're supposed to be like, oh yeah, I'm getting something out of this. But instead, it feels like he's like, hey kid, you want to fucking buy this or not? You better hurry the fuck up.
Do you want to get some of these? You want to get these 30 bells? Get in here.
You want these fucking bells? You got 8 hours. You better fucking get back to me or I'm out of here. No cops.
Exactly. It's like the film 12 rounds with John Cena. I'm not going to explain more than that. There you go.
That's yeah. So yeah, there
All
you
right,
go.
then.
That's our characters that we're very mad about, but also not that mad. I don't know. I'm mad.
I think we became very mellow, and then I think it was, you know what, I'm going to say it's because of Gotenks and Boo that Broly and Metacooler just don't feel that great, don't feel that anger inducing.
Oh yeah, yeah, for sure, for sure. Because Cooler and Broly are just like whatever, fuck you. Because
Yeah.
especially coming off of Gotenks and Boo, where you're like, wow, I think this is the worst thing that's ever happened to me.
Yeah, especially with Cooler being a regen character but isn't a regen buffer, it actually feels like, okay, maybe you guys are slightly, ever so slightly, trying to balance this guy.
Yeah, if nothing else, he just feels like he's almost like a, hey, do you not have Zamasu? Well, here you go. Now you have something.
Yeah,
Otherwise, you don't really want to use him on
exactly.
regen. Or do you really like a Frieza team? Which, sure,
That's
I
Gorish.
won't hate on a Frieza team player.
There you go. All right, do we got questions then,
We do
Zen?
have some questions. They are pretty much none of them are about Legends. Some of them are, but anyway, let's start.
Finally, to be released has infected the Legends
Yes.
question.
So our first question is from Rick at Rick H Fox. He says, "Why does Roger Rabbit look more realistic and believable in an '80s movie than Sonic does right now?"
I can answer this question perfectly fine. All right, are you ready? It's because Roger Rabbit is built from the ground up to be about a world in which toon characters already exist inside of it. So every single time Roger interacts with a person, it feels like, okay, this is the world that he lives in. So everyone is kind of reacting to the way that a toon would in there, whereas Sonic is an abomination.
Yeah.
he was,
So
he was,
they
and a
really
lot of that
like.
is also
Who the fuck
some of that
made
is
that
also
design?
yeah, the design is not good. And I don't want to call out designers because designers work very hard and then a lot of decisions are made that are their hands are forced.
All right. Yeah. Let me change that question. Not who made the design, but who is the one that pushed for the design? What
So
old
it
white
gets
guy saw the what Sonic normally looks like, and he's like, "Wow, this is fucking stupid. Make him look like a
let's
fucking
make them.
make him look real. He's got to look real. Don't kids
apparently
all
it's
love real shit? Kids don't
apparently
like
it's Vince
pretend shit."
McMahon. Apparently it's Vince McMahon trying to cover up for the Sonic movie, which makes a lot of sense.
But like,
Uh,
it just doesn't make any
yeah,
fucking sense. And I keep seeing all these people being like, "You guys are just don't understand that Sonic's regular design would look terrible in this movie. They had to do this." And I'm like, "Shut the fuck up, because he looks terrible now."
he does look extremely terrible. I also feel like there's a certain set of people who believe that, which is something that a lot of people are also running into with Lion King, which is a mindset that I've had to deal with a whole bunch as someone who actually went to school for animation. There's just a certain amount of people who will never get behind any character design that is too cartoonish. Because in their mind, like in your mind, you think like, what kind of meathead just goes, "Oh, I'd never see this because it's a cartoon," but those people exist, and those people are why we have stuff like Lion King and stuff, and why they go out and see it, because they're like, whatever, it's real. I don't need to have any emotion or depth to my characters. They just need to look real.
And Lion King is another good example, because like you look at that goddamn abomination Simba, the CGI Nightmare Valley Simba, and
Yeah,
Mufasa's laying there dead, and he just looks like a fucking lion. Like there's no, you can't get
there's
any
nothing.
emotion out of a goddamn lion face because lions don't have emotive faces.
Exactly. They have to. That's the problem. Is that a lot of times they go for their journey into realism. They don't actually go full force into like. They don't understand the fact that the thing that makes Simba good is the fact that you get to see Simba heartbroken. It's not the fact that Simba's a lion and how does a lion deal with the fact that his father's dead.
Yeah, oh man. And Sonic, of course, like you said, has a lot of shades of that, where it's just Sonic's design is fine. And Sonic is such a famous character that nobody is going to see him and be like, "What the fuck is that?" Everybody
Yeah,
knows
and it
Sonic.
doesn't also help that Pikachu came out and kind of just looks like Pikachu.
Oh man, if anything was the nail in the coffin to that fucking Sonic redesign, it was Detective Pikachu.
Yeah, and you can say some things about the different designs about all the Pokemon, but for Pikachu, they fucking nailed it.
Oh yeah, and I see a lot of I don't want to call it dick sucking, but I see a lot of dick sucking for the Sonic movie being like, "Well, Pokemon are different. Pokemon are animals. Sonic is anthropomorphic. It would look different." And I'm like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" I the
Let me show you some fan art of Pokemon to show you that it actually exists on the same wavelength as Sonic.
Yeah, but for real, like, how do you look at Pikachu and how do you look at Sonic? and go, "Oh yeah, Pikachu totally would work live, made to look real, but Sonic wouldn't." They're like the same fucking thing. They're just a little cartoony animal looking dude.
Yep. And I don't know, it's something that, like, for whatever reason, when they try and transition, it's a hard transition for a lot of people. I'll say that thankfully we have the Super Mario Brothers movie to thank for the fact that Nintendo is super super like, hey, don't fuck with our
Don't you
characters.
ever change our fucking characters.
The last time we tried this, someone with a cocaine in their hands handed us a script for Blade Runner Mario, and look how that turned out. That ain't happening again.
Yeah, I just don't get it, man. I don't get the weird defense force for this movie.
No. And then it feels like everyone is now putting all the thing on Robotnik, and I'm also trying to not say too much because I know too much about the Sonic movie, and I don't want to reveal too much and get fired.
Yeah, that would be bad. So I will say, I think Jim Carrey looks fine.
Mm-hmm.
I think Jim Carrey is always just Jim Carrey, and he is just the same goddamn motherfucking guy. He looks like he's playing Ace Ventura but old.
Yeah, and then he hasn't played as Ace Ventura in a while. Usually he goes to drama movies now.
Yeah, he's trying to be all fucking serious, and it's like, okay, you're still Jim Carrey though, so roll it back a little bit.
If there's any time to be old Jim Carrey, it's now with Eggman. Actually, I think it would be real funny if he actually was super serious as
Like
Eggman.
hyper dramatic, that would be pretty funny.
It'd be
Also, I don't want to say
hilarious.
defense force for the movie because I don't want to imply that I think the movie is going to be absolute trash. I think it'll
Yeah.
probably be a cute-ish, like, family movie. Like, if you wanted to take a little kid who likes Sonic to that movie, he would probably be like, "This is pretty cool. I like Sonic," and that would be it.
And I'll also say you're on the right train of thought on that one.
Yeah,
Let's
I
just
don't think
say
it's
I
going
think
to
you're
be
right for
conventionally
various
good.
reasons.
I don't think it'll be conventionally good by any means. But if that's your thing, like, I think it'll be just a cute little kid Sonic movie, and that's fine. But I
Yeah.
don't see how you can look at that fucking Sonic character design and then look at the regular look of Sonic and say, "Oh yeah, this new nightmare death creature is obviously that's the correct way to go." Because one of the most
And then
popular video game
also
characters of all time clearly has no appeal. So we have to change him.
we also have to realize that eventually, if there's another Sonic movie made, that we're gonna have to deal with the fact that Amy and Rogue are also gonna have to be made into creatures like that, and I don't like the idea of that at
Oh
all.
God, female ones. I assume that we will never get that far. Because one, I doubt
I
there will
mean,
be another
let's
Sonic
not.
movie.
Who
Um,
knows, man? Maybe the next movie will be Sonic Adventure 2, and we'll get we'll get everyone.
Maybe I'm getting real Dragon Ball Evolution vibes out of this. So maybe we'll see.
So what you're saying is that the current voice actor for Sonic is that actually no, Eggman is going to be voiced. Jim Carrey is going to be voicing Eggman from now on, just like the guy who voiced who was Piccolo ended up being Zamasu.
Yeah. Yeah. Correct. Jim
I don't
Carrey.
know.
No, he's
We'll
not gonna
wait.
voice Eggman because he's not gonna voice the same role he played. He's gonna voice like fucking Omega the robot or something.
Yeah. And I'll also say the reason why Roger Rabbit works is because there was fucking respect given to every single animated character in that movie.
Yeah. Instead of them being like a stupid. He looks like Stitch from Lilo and Stitch, but even worse.
Yes, it's not as good. Stitch
Yeah.
is
Shittier
a good way of
Stitch.
describing it.
Yeah. All right, so the next question is from Marco at Marco96, and he says, "Why would someone ever think, I guess, a human teeth and lips on Sonic are a good design choice?"
Again, someone told him put that
Yeah,
man in some
yeah, and
teeth.
I don't want to say that it's ever the designer, the character designer's fault, because you know it was some fucking
No,
board executive that looked at Sonic and was like, "This is fucking stupid. Make it real." And they were like, "Are you sure?" Because we can just put fur on Sonic and that way he won't look like a cartoon. He'll look like he's tangible in the world, but then it'll be Sonic. And some stuffy board executive's like, "No, kids hate that. Kids want whatever nightmare lab rat creature we created."
Yeah, and you should also realize that like there's a lot of different iterations that go through certain stuff. Like I have a friend who's a designer, and he's definitely given designs, and it's like, well, eventually the guy in charge of the money says he wants it a specific way.
Yeah, and I mean it's their call. It's not the designer's call. You can fight that battle
No,
all you want, but if a guy doesn't want to listen, he doesn't have to listen.
exactly. If anyone has ever seen the it's now a lot of people have said, I think specifically the animators who worked on it have said it's kind of one-sided, but the never before released documentary for the Emperor's New Groove, the I forget, I think it's called Kingdom in the Sun. It exists on Hulu. It was never officially released because Disney didn't want it to, because it showed them the process that they worked on, and it showed that how big of a mess the Emperor's New Groove kind of was, and why it was kind of the symbol as kind of being the end of the Disney era for 2D films.
That's a shame. I really like that movie.
But if you see that movie, you'll see a lot of stuff like you see someone like go like it's like a French dude who was in charge of Yzma going like, oh, she's a fantastic character. Eartha Kitt is playing her, and let me tell you, she's evil and she is fantastic. And then near the end of her, how she ends up in the Yzma, he goes like, her character has changed so much. He goes like, how this character began and how she is now, they are two different. It is not the character I fell in love with.
That's funny.
So yeah, it is. It's a great documentary, especially if you're interested in like how does animation work. Because nobody actually understands how that shit works until either A, they do it, or B, they watch something where it's like, this is kind of how it works.
Yeah, fair enough.
Mm.
All right, next question is from Penta, our good buddy.
Good
He
buddy.
says, "Do you think Legends is releasing new cards too fast?" Yeah.
Slow the fuck down. It feels
Fucking
like
take it easy.
Legends and Dokkan are in a fast track to see who can like play chicken with releasing more banners.
They are though. I swear to God. Like I log on Twitter every single day and I see Zahal go, "Oh shit, download," and I'm like, "Are you fucking kidding me?" Again? And
Again.
it doesn't matter which
And
game
it's
because
like,
90% of the time it's both fucking games.
yeah, and then just yesterday, fucking Dokkan was like, "Well, they're gonna release a new banner. Hey, motherfuckers, here's the LR Step Up banner." And then I was like, "Oh, I knew you motherfuckers were gonna release it."
Gonna do some bullshit like that.
And then they're like, "See you back on Goku Day when we release the LR Kamehameha Trio."
Only a matter of time.
It's so I don't understand it. They need to like slow the fuck down.
Yeah, I don't get it either. I don't know what they're benefiting from it. I mean, I'm sure like the hyper whales are still paying, but like when you release fast, like that fast, people don't have time. They have to make decisions, and you lose
I
out on
don't even
potential
have enough
profit.
time to. I'm still recovering from the LR Kale and Khalifa, and I feel like
Yeah,
there's just
weren't
not
they like
enough.
a week ago?
Yeah, and then for Dokkan, you know what? I'm gonna say right now, it's because I've been playing Dragalia. But for Dokkan to go, here's 30 free stones. When I've been playing Dragalia, that was like, here's 4 free multis.
Yeah, yeah.
It's kind of like
Dragalia,
you could have gone for the 50. You could have
totally
gone for
different
the
world
50.
of generosity there.
It's a different kind. There are two different kind of economies at that point. I would say, to be
Yeah,
fair to both games. Um, but it's just kind of like I don't know. They don't, especially because I feel like it's bad in Legends, but I feel in Legends if you don't pull, which is crazy to say, if you don't pull, you get plenty of stuff to eventually get more multis. And I feel like with Legends, if you are building towards a specific team, I don't really see the point of like going like I'm a regen player. Let me start completely from scratch and pull on female warriors.
right.
So that's why for someone like me, well, I'm like, well, I don't run Saiyans, I don't run movies, and I don't run regen. So this new Broly and Metacooler, if it wasn't for EX Videl, I would have never gave him a multi.
Right. Yeah, I'm sticking
But
just to gods and to lady fighters from now on, I think.
yeah, that's the best way of going for it, and
Yeah.
hope to God that neither one of them gets put on a UST banner,
Yeah,
or
seriously, Jesus.
because it's just gonna be too much. But yeah, it's Legends needs to slow the fuck down because they're getting close to the anniversary, and
Yeah,
I
it's
know
coming
it's
up.
Golden Week, but come on.
Yeah.
You need to slow down.
All right, let's see. The next one is from Zoroark Master 26, and he says, "What exactly do you like about the female Saiyans, and if they are to show up in future arcs of the show, what would you want to see from them, if anything?"
Khalifa's really big, and uh, hmm. Something about I do like that Kale seems pretty when she's in her regular form. Not even Super Saiyan. I like her base form, like the
Timid
cracker
Kale?
style. Yeah, I'm like, yeah, that's a very nice shy girl. That's nice. She doesn't seem all that hype for anything until she
Yeah.
goes Broly.
I like Caulifla. She has like a different energy than most of the main cast does. Where like she's really
Yeah,
excitable in the way that Goku is, but Goku's super laid back, and she's like not laid back at all. I like that. I think she'd
she's
be
like
fun.
peak Kid Goku.
Yeah, and even then, she's like a bit more abrasive about it than Pete Kid Goku ever got.
Mm,
Goku's too like go with
yeah,
the
I
flow,
can see.
whereas Caulifla is like she's excitable and she's loud and she just gets fucking into shit all the time, and I enjoy that. Kale, I could kind of take her leave. I don't hate her. I don't really like her that much. I know a lot of people think she's just awful, and I don't know how you can really think that about her. But I think the reason I think
Yeah,
that is because there's not enough there to make that opinion about. Really,
yeah, and especially as
she's a
someone who
shy lady.
did. Yeah, she's a very shy lady, and especially as someone who's not watched Super, all I really know about her is that she goes berserk and she really likes Khalifa, which I'm like, I agree with you.
Yeah,
Khalifa's pretty great.
Kale is a very relatable character.
She's very relatable because we both agree that Khalifa's pretty great.
Yep, exactly. And it's nice that
Yeah,
Kefla is
and
basically
then
Khalifa in a different outfit.
yeah, and then when they fuse, I like the green hair. I like the aura for the hair.
As far as what I want to see from them, I just want them contributing to an arc that actually matters. Because the Tournament of Power, like, you knew from the
Did not
fucking
matter.
beginning nothing was going to happen. You knew that whoever won was going to wish everybody back.
Yeah, even though I think it'd be pretty funny if Golden Frieza won and then everyone got fucked over.
That would be pretty funny. Um, but yeah, you knew what was
It'd be
going to
pretty
happen.
great.
You knew that
But
that shit was going to happen. So yeah, I just want to see them like where some serious shit is going down and they contribute to the
do
plot.
something.
Yeah.
Finally make each other, and then they have a shy off.
Yes.
It
All right,
can
this
be more
episode is running
shy.
crazy long, so I'm going to just pick a couple more questions that are actually about Legends.
Okay.
What's the current state of Super Saiyan Gogeta Blue? Says at an Iris G. And to be specific, I don't mean Gogeta Blue like Super Saiyan Blue. He means the transforming Gogeta that is a blue unit. He's still good, but he got rebrand, so
Uh, yeah. Gogeta's still pretty good. Gogeta's still a threat.
yeah, he's still great. He's a
I
top
just
tier
feel
character for sure.
like, for
Uh,
sure,
but
I just feel
Rihanna is
like
the queen, so
Ribrianne ate his lunch by doing kind of what he does, but being better at it,
yeah,
so
pretty
to
much.
say. It's hard to when your main ability is so stupid good. I think I'm going to tell you this now. I came back from a comeback where I was fighting against Broly. It was a saga from the movies. It was the red Broly. I keep on the purple Broly, and then Gogeta. And here's what happened. I had Khalifa, Mai, and
Ribrianne.
Ribrion. So what happens is that I cover changed my Ribrion early on. So he rising rushed with Gogeta onto Ribrion, and she got down to a very small sliver of health. So I switched back into Maya. I healed her. At this point, Khalifa also got fucked up because I fucked up in the beginning and I didn't cover change at the right time. So she was almost dead. Khalifa died. And then what happened afterwards with Ribrianne with red health level of health there? She did a three. She took three characters who were all at full health and she completely dominated them down to like being dead. Because what happened next was that I was able to switch in Ribrianne. She hit with a strike card, but then he switched his Broly into Gogeta, and I hit him with the Rising Rush. It killed Gogeta, and then his Broly came back out, the purple one, and then I locked him into place with Ribrianne's ult. I threw a key at him, he dodged the key, and I hit him with the ult, and then from that point on, he lost all his cards, and he died to Ribrianne because then she got her speed back, and she drew a strike card, killed the Broly, so all he had left was the red Broly fighting against Ribrianne at a full health Mai, and I could feel the guy playing worse because he started covered trying to like dodge everything, like, oh no, I'm panicking, I've lost this fight.
Shit was getting too
And it was
serious.
great. It was fantastic because I could feel after he lost to Gogeta, he started playing worse. And then all I had to do was just make him like stop and play worse, because there's nothing funnier in Legends, and there's nothing more anger-inducing is winning, and then all of a sudden you're losing.
Yeah. Yeah, it sucks when you're. I think that's for any game, really.
Yeah,
Because it's like in
but it was
Yu-Gi-Oh
a, it
too.
was a, it
When you
was a,
have a game that you know, you're like, I am in complete control, and then all of a sudden shit starts going off the rails. It's just panic inducing.
yeah. And literally took this man to church because there was nothing he could do to stop her. There was when he had all he had left was red Broly, and I had to fold Maya. I switched to Maya. I was like, "You're just dead, dude. Just accept this."
It's just over. Yeah.
And he never forfeited though, so he just had to die to Mai. And then eventually, I think I didn't
Dying
even
to
need to
Mai,
switch
that's
back.
pretty sad.
I mean, that's what it is. And I feel like that's kind of where the state of Gogeta's at. Is I think he's still a fantastic unit. He's just not as good as Ribrianne.
Yeah, pretty much. Ribrianne is just about as good as it gets.
Mm-hmm. Fuck the haters.
Yep. Fuck the
Spread the
haters.
love.
And then the last one that we're gonna do is what is your nickname for Legends? I don't know what that means. I'm guessing that he means what is your character player name?
Wookie?
Yep. Mine is Zen.
Yeah. Unless he means like, what do I call Legends? And I call
Yeah,
it
unless what is your pet name for Legends?
those fuckers.
Yeah, that's fair.
As opposed to Dokkan, which is those motherfuckers.
Yeah, we haven't quite gotten there yet. We're getting there though.
Close. Won't you see me after the first year when everyone stops playing?
Yep, pretty much. All right, everybody. Thank you for tuning in. Sorry this episode ran a little bit long. I had a lot to say about Gotenks and about Sonic.
Oh yeah. Two characters that are built on the fact that they have spiky hair.
Yep. But we will see you guys next time, where hopefully we have good news to talk about.
Yay! Hopefully they release a female warriors, because it'll be a great news.
All right, everybody. Bye.
Bye.